gorgeous angels. Welcome to my channel. I'm Prairie Vintage, and I'd love to share with you guys my new tarot deck. And as usual, take this opportunity to charge these cards. If you guys are a part of this community, and then we can get more accurate readings. So these are the Jane Austen tarot cards. I got these on Etsy, and they came beautifully wrapped, although they don't have a box, but they are in plastic, and I haven't opened them. So let's take a look and see what we think about these cards. So they took quite some time, if I got to be honest. I was starting to panic because I ordered these quite a while ago, but they are international. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's in the Ukraine. I'm not sure. So a little bit wavy, which make it a little difficult to shuffle, but let's take a look. So yeah, beautifully wrapped. And I think it was free shipping for these, if I'm not mistaken. So here's the back side of the Jane Austen tarot. Yeah, it looks like it's just these corners are curled for some reason. They feel a little flimsy here, but we'll see. So you have the Fool, Magician, High Priestess. Let you guys read it. Can you guys see where I'm holding it? Emperor, Lovers, Strength, Hangman, interesting, Death, it's like a physical death here, Temperance, and the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, and the World is a wedding. So we have Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. All right, so we have cups. Ooh, my favorite, teacups. I have yet to bring my teacups here on the channel. I have a bazillion teacups, tea sets. You guys would love them, for those of you guys who are into vintage. China. 5 cups. 6 cups. Oh, this is the saddest 6 cups I've seen. 7 cups. 8 cups. 9 cups. 10 cups. The rainbow in the background. Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Very similar to the Wands. And we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Is she crying? Looks like she's crying. And we have swords, represented by the feathers. This is swords, 2 swords, 3 swords, 4 swords, 5 swords. The 5 wands look more challenging than this 5 swords. 6 swords, 7 swords, 8 swords, and I don't understand this 8 swords. 9 swords, 10 swords, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Beautiful. Pentacles. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, 2 Pentacles, 4 Pentacles, 5 Pentacles, 6, 7. Oh, look at this 8 Pentacles. That's interesting. 9 Pentacles and 10 Pentacles. And finally, I have the Page and the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen and the King of Pentacles. Wow. Can't wait to get into your reading. Let's give it a good shuffle. You guys can skip ahead because this process might take a bit, but you can take this time to tap your intuition into my intuition, and we will ask Spirit for the viewer who's tapped into this video, the collective that has tapped into this video. Spirit, what do they need to know? What do they need to know right here, right now? So they're very sort of flimsy cards here, if I gotta be honest. Easy to shuffle, though. A clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of the viewer. What is their message today? What are they needing to know? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of the collective that's tapped into this video. What do they need to know, spirits? Clear and concise message. Please help me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good. And then we'll do that one more time. Let's do it like this. And shake the energy off. All right, so clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of the collective that's tapped into this video. What is their message today, Spirit? Thank you so much for this message. I will be reading reversals today. I'm getting called to do another bridge shuffle here. And one more. What is their message today, Spirit? Wow, none of them came in reverse. Interesting. So we got 10 swords, the bottom of the deck. An ending. Although normally 10 swords is a painful ending, this doesn't look like a lot of pain, but maybe we're having some understanding. She's reading something, or she's read something, maybe like a goodbye letter of sorts, but what is coming to an end here? Let's see. Or what has come to an end? Of the Judgment. Yeah, an understanding. I think you're coming to some form of understanding. Maybe to put something to an end. Maybe you've been in contemplation about what's the right thing to do. And maybe you've been thinking about this for some time. It's kind of what I get. Let's see. The Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups. So Knight of Cups is how we show and express ourselves, how we show love. The Five of Cups is looking back on sadness and regret. Is someone regretting not showing up emotionally, maybe, or expressing how they feel? Are they feeling bad about this? Let's see. We have the King of Cups. So lots of love being expressed here. King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have the Ace of Swords, some sort of truth and clarity and understanding in regards to how we feel. Okay. Page of Cups. Oh my goodness. And you guys saw me shuffle. We have the Page, King, and the Knight of Cups. So the succession here, we're just missing the Queen of Cups. So Page of Cups could be an apology. Page of Cups could be the early stages of falling in love or having feelings. Okay, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Okay. So there's a strong message coming through here. And as you guys know, I do read energy. So it's generally your energy tied to you, the strongest energy at the time of the reading, which could be yours or someone around you. There's someone feeling really bad here. I don't know if it's you or someone in your world in regards to their feelings that they have. Maybe they have unexpressed feelings that weren't revealed or that weren't taken action on. There's a lot of looking back and thinking about this. And this could certainly be somebody that you've moved away from or had an ending with or come to some realization. But I feel like this person might have been somebody who might have been either a little immature emotionally or unavailable potentially emotionally here. And there is an understanding or an awareness that they're coming into here in regards to their own ability to express love or be emotionally available. They do want a new beginning in truth, and potentially to act on these emotions. There's a lot of wanting to express and show and change things from how they were in the past. Because I am intuitively getting for a lot of you guys, especially with this sort of more black and white scene, this could be somebody from the past. And I know we don't always like to hear about someone from the past, but I do feel like there might have been an ending a while ago. That's why I wasn't feeling like it was so painful now. Maybe it was painful then, but it was like maybe an ending that you had to process. Maybe you had to come to some understanding about letting someone go. But I feel like, and even if this is somebody who's turned their back on you, you know, and left you maybe having to make sense of why they left. But I feel like this person is having a realization and a truth and a looking back on their actions or lack of actions that didn't allow them to be there emotionally. And so they do feel bad. This person might come forward with an apology, or this person might just be looking at how they can make things better here. So let's play this out then and just see one more and see like why we're seeing this. Is this person coming forward? Or like I said, if this is your energy, then maybe you're just wanting to express yourself or come clean with someone, or you're having this understanding. Spirits, What does the viewer then need to know about this message? Is this someone who's coming forward or what? So we have lots of cups energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces there. What does the viewer need to know about this? Clear and concise message. Spirits, for the greatest and highest good of the message being delivered. Why are we seeing this? Yeah, it's like I feel like whatever was the block is kind of removed. The fact we didn't see any reversals. And I do feel with the Judgment and the Five Cups, it's like, I don't know, karma's kicking in here with some realization. Why is the viewer seeing this? Oh, now we have a reversal. What do they need to know about this? All right. Queen of Cups. So we saw the King. Now we're seeing the Queen of Cups. We saw all the court cards here. I'm getting your energy from this one. So that could be somebody who's coming towards you. I feel like maybe it's somebody who's made you wonder, you know, or has made you sad, who's left you sort of there to, I don't know. I do feel like you've been by yourself, maybe mourning the loss of someone here. Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is like the thief comes and returns the swords that he stole. Somebody admits something, you know, that they weren't honest about, and it could be avoidance of emotions, not expressing oneself is certainly lying by omission. But this is like truth revealed, honesty being spoken here. The Devil in reverse, yeah. Whatever was not good here, something's created this person to avoid or lie or not to be honest. Did I say the Devil? I saw this as the Devil, the death, transformation, a release here. Somebody hasn't been able to move on or close this out with the Wheel of Fortune. So is Scorpio energy. I don't know why I was seeing Devil. Let's see. The Knight of Swords, someone coming forward to talk about this, to see if they could change things here. Knight of Cups coming forward to express themselves. Knight of Pentacles, why things got stuck and couldn't move forward. The Chariots couldn't move forward, imbalance, and the Hangman in reverse. And the Sun in reverse, Leo. Okay, now the messaging is clear. Spirit is talking about a situation that might have ended. This person hasn't released this, okay? Whether you have or haven't, I don't know. I think you were very saddened by what has happened with someone here. I feel like somebody wants to provide clarity in a situation where things were unclear and you had to make your own sort of understanding because this person either lied or wasn't being upfront. They're coming forward to talk to you, to express themselves, to communicate. And I do feel like this person wants there to be a change. And this person understands that things got very stuck here because of a mindset and an understanding that they had that was limiting movement and limiting success here and creating an imbalance in this connection. And so I do feel this person wants to apologize. I also feel like this person wants to know if there is a chance to move forward, and they want to know more. So wherever this left off, there's like an unfinished business here. It's like this person wants to pick up where they left off or come back into your world. And now again, whether you're wanting this or not is definitely going to be up to you. But it's like this person, based on what transpires here, is going to give them the information that they need, the understanding that they need, so that they know how to move forward. It's going to be, do I release this person? Okay, the viewer, do I release this person, this viewer, move forward? Or is there a way we can work together and have success here? It's kind of pending up in the air. And they're kind of putting it all on you, which, if I got to be honest, might not be fair. But at the same time, I think because they are the ones that sort of crap the bed here, and they're not sure if you've released them or moved on. And so they feel kind of in the dark and suspense, but they'd rather know. And so I do feel they're coming forward. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like a potential building of a long-term, stable future that didn't happen and was very stuck because of whatever they did. And they want to know whether you are willing to build this, or if you are not seeing this anymore with them, building a future with them. So quite profound. We see the King and the Queen of Cups, so someone who feels they feel the way you feel, could be a past lover, like I said, or somebody who didn't express themselves. And they do want to talk about what happened or what they did here, which they feel might have been very unjust, which created the separation. But they haven't moved on. But I do feel like this person is ready to move on if they feel you're not in the same place as them. King of Pentacles. And we were seeing that 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like someone who wants to commit to you, who wants to build something here. This is the Father card, okay? Because this is like creating stability and family and somebody that you can rely upon to build a solid, stable future. 8 of Wands. They're coming forward and they're going to want to talk to you. And they could be coming in quite fast, in fact, with this Chariot in reverse, like unexpectedly fast. Maybe even a little reckless here with this Knight of Swords, which is one of the fastest moving knights. Very fast action. So fast where maybe we don't have time to think, or we don't have time to get clear. And if you haven't forgiven this person because they lied by omission or lied via words, you might still not have released that experience. And if that's the case, Spirit is saying that you might be under one mindset about them, which won't allow you to move forward and be successful in this conversation. Now, you do what you want, of course, but we use tarot to sort of give us a heads up. So I feel like there's a heads up here in order for you to make sure you're seeing things clearly. Don't let your ego get in the way of discussion and honesty and truth. Like, you're allowed to feel bad, or you're allowed to feel however you felt, because you did feel a certain way. But I feel like we might let the ego get in the way, or the past pains. And because this person does come in quite fast with communication, we might not be seeing ourselves clearly or the situation. So I don't know, maybe take it away, without maybe rejecting them right off the hop. Of course, it's definitely up to you, but I feel like this is why you're seeing this. You might not want to build with them anymore. You might not, you might just block them at the pass. And Spirit saying this is someone who is reliable, someone who can build with you, who can commit to you, but you're the one sort of calling the shots here. Okay, so beautiful angel, this is your reading. Yeah, these cards are okay, but they are very wavy and very flimsy. But I do like the imagery here, and I'll put the links below for these cards or where I got them. And yeah, I hope this message helps somebody, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Welcome to the disclaimer. Don't get fooled by people scamming you in the comments section. If you're interested in a private reading, all my contact information is in the description box, and there you will find my website, and that is only through my website can you book private readings at this time. And for those of you guys new to the tarot, tarot does not predict your future. Tarot is not set in stone. Tarot is reflecting back to you a state of consciousness that is something you can either resonate with or not. And so it's very important that you are in tune with your intuition so that you know whether the pile you're picking, the information coming through, is reflecting back to you your own intuition, state of consciousness, your subconscious. And this will be the best way for you to know that the message is indeed meant for you. So if your intuition is not clear or it's cloudy, then you might be tapping into the wrong pile, or information might be coming through that is not dictating whatever your circumstance situation is. So it is important that you work with the divine to develop your intuition. Best way is to sit through the card layout, which I do include with most of my readings, where you can ask the divine to come up with what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile makes sense for you. And so you can ask the divine to show you those signs, symbols, synchronicities, either throughout your dreams or throughout your day, and certainly throughout the reading, so that you can be assured that the messages you're tapping into are the right messages for you. If you are drawn to multiple piles with the pick-a-card readings, listen to your intuition. A lot of times energy is interconnected, and in this channel, a lot of times all my piles could be interconnected. So do not feel obligated to only select one or all or none. It is definitely up to you and your intuition. If you are in a pile and it is not resonating, there is no need to continue listening to that pile. If it doesn't resonate, sometimes it gives us perspective so that we know what is resonating for us. So even piles that do not resonate could provide some insight. Keep in mind that if you have strong energy in your presence, other people, situations, that could be quite heavy energetically or strong energetically, spiritually heavy, those might pull through the pile. So it might not be your energy that I'm picking up, but your situation, your circumstance, or people that you're dealing with. It's up to you to keep an open mind in regards to what it is that I'm connecting to, if it is resonating to your story. Do not take any messages that don't belong to you. There will be specific messages that come through for certain individuals, even though the pile might be your pile, but the specific message does not connect to you. Do not take those messages. Only take the ones that resonate for you. It should be the overall energy in that pile that is resonating to your story. It is the gist of that energy that should be overall the story or the energy of the situation, circumstance, or the person that I'm tapping into. If you are unprepared to listen to difficult messages, messages that offer healing, messages that might provide someone else's perspective that we're not quite ready to listen to, it might be a good time to come back when we're fully healed or prepared to listen to messages. My commitment to you is to read the cards with transparency and as much compassion as I can. It is difficult for me to provide you with any guidance in the comments section without knowing your specific situation. A lot of times the piles do come reversed and they might not match the exact description of the reading. And although I am posting the description of that reading, my intention is to always deliver that in which the description talks about. But sometimes spirit comes through with the mere reflection of either something objectively pulling through, some guidance pulling through, or something completely unrelated. And that is not up to me, and I certainly don't select what comes through. But Spirit knows when you will click on whichever video in order for you to hear the messages that are being pulled through. It might just be for one person, and that one person was needing to hear it. So if you are frustrated with that, it's early to tell in a reading whether it is resonating or not, especially if we've sat through the card layout. Again, do not feel obligated to take any messages that aren't for you. You can certainly switch your own situation, circumstance, or energy based on the reading you get. So if a reading does resonate, but you want a different outcome, then utilize the reading in order for you to make conscious choices, different decisions, guide the energy in a specific way that you want it to go. This is why we utilize the tarot and the oracle cards in order for us to be conscious of the energy and make shifts. Energy shifts very fast, and it is formless, and it is not time bound, meaning I could be tapping into present, future, or past situations. If an energy feels like it's an old energy, it's past, you might want to go check out another pile. There could be one that's talking to your current situation, or we could be looking at a future state of consciousness. These readings might not make any sense to you at the time because it is beyond your level of comprehension. You might want to come back to these readings at a later date. That's why all these readings are timeless unless otherwise stated. And so, as I mentioned, it is up to you, depending on when you click on the reading, to know whether it is useful information to help guide you. All of my readings offer a level of healing, whether it is understanding someone else's perspective, if it is understanding our own perspective, tapping into subconscious energies, or looking at objective situations from the point of view of the creator. All information helps us to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that we can make better decisions when we're involved with difficult or challenging people or circumstances. This is the reason I do the tarot. I do not do the tarot so that we can dwell in hurts and in pain. So if we're suffering, we're allowed to feel how we feel. Pain is inevitable. We all suffer from pain, but the suffering is certainly up to us. And my mission is that we release suffering. Undue suffering does not need to persist. If we choose to suffer, it is because we're making a decision to stay in the suffering. The choice is always ours to get out of suffering. And so sometimes we don't like to hear what it is that's being communicated because it might release us or relieve us from stories, from comfort zones, from pains and clutches that we've used in the past in order for us to feel safe, in order for us to remain in our comfort zone. And as I mentioned, healing isn't always easy. So it is sometimes very difficult for us to acknowledge truths because sometimes a comforting lie is what we choose to believe in. I do not feed comforting lies. I will not read information or readings here that provide you a level of comfort and water the truth down. I don't want you to leave here feeling a false sense of security, but I do want you to leave with a sense that I justified your own intuition, your own energy and suspicion, or whatever you were wanting to confirm with the divine. I also want to make mention that I am not everybody's reader. So at times my voice is annoying, even to myself. And sometimes I deliver messages that aren't quite as concise as they can be. Spirit knows which words I will use in order to channel the information that my soul tribe, the people being drawn to the reading, need to hear. So those words are crafted by the design. I don't spend a whole bunch of time trying to analyze. I do know when it feels right, and I do know that sometimes it's a struggle to come up with a word that can define energy. Energy is not words. Energy can't fit into words. And so sometimes these readings could be a lot of repeating the same thing as I'm trying to find the right word. And if you've tried channeling, you'll notice that a lot of people who channel, they do repeat a lot of words until the right word comes through. Sometimes readings, unfortunately, don't make sense until the very end. And we might go down one path only to find that the answer was something else, or that the reading was something else completely. I don't intend this. Some days my channeling is very strong, and other days it is difficult for me to follow. And sometimes, if it is difficult for me to follow, it can make complete sense on your end, but the delivery on my end might sound a little chaotic or confused because I don't understand everyone's situation and circumstance. Keep in mind, these are general readings, and these readings touch a lot of people, a lot of viewers. If you don't connect with my style, if you don't connect with the readings, then I do suggest you go find another reader. There's many on YouTube. And it could just be the reading or the pile wasn't your fit. So you might want to try another reading from my playlist. And I do hope you guys stay. And I do hope to connect with you guys. I do read all your comments. I do try to reach out to you guys, all of you guys. And if I don't, rest assured, I do see your comments. And I send so much love to you guys. I appreciate you guys very much. And I'm so honored to do this journey with you guys. Bless you and God bless.